And good morning, everybody. It is Wonderful Wednesday with Matt Dickson. Now, Matt, another fellow colleague of hypnosis, I met you at the Heartlands Hypnosis Conference in St. Louis. Now, and you actually live in St. Charles. And I want everybody to know right now that St. Charles is one of the most beautiful towns in America that I've ever been to.
Yeah.
Every shop is different and unique. There's cobbled stones, and every shop has the history on a little plaque outside it. It's stunning. It's beautiful. However, you live there, and you have a unique speciality. And I know you do yoga and hypnosis together. I'm going to let you tell everybody exactly how it works, what you do. Tell us about you, Matt. Take it away.
Okay. Hey, Claudia. Thanks for having me. St. Charles is a beautiful historic Missouri town. It's luckily 7 minutes away from the Heartland Hypnosis Conference, which is nice. But yeah, cobblestone streets. There's it's look it up. It's worth it. It's worth it.
It's worth it.
Yeah. So I'm a hypnotherapist, of course, and a yoga teacher, and I bring the ethical practice in with the hypnotherapy work that I do, and I do events where I combine yin yoga and hypnosis together, because I find that they work together really, really well, because the language of yoga is very similar to the language of hypnosis. Like, it's permissive and invitational, and it's kind of naturally trancy. So I kind of work those two things in together. That would be like one specialty. The thing that I've been doing the most lately has been with helping like salespeople, entrepreneurs who have a hang up or a block around talking about money. Okay. And so, like, if you can imagine, like, a salesperson who is, maybe experience a salesperson who is just, they're so knowledgeable on the product knowledge, and they're just going on and on and on about it, to the point where, like, the person could be ready to buy. But when they start to talk about like the price, they kind of shrink, because they don't want to do that. You know what I mean? And so, or that's the uncomfortable part. So I help, I've been helping salespeople with that. Things like making their cold calls, just the things that, they don't want to do, or like entrepreneurs who are like in a service-based sort of business, and they're not charging what they're worth, and it's time for them to raise their rates, but they're kind of afraid. And so, it's a subconscious problem. So I don't get in there and teach, the salespeople how to sell. They already know how to sell. They know what they're doing. They're just not doing it, and they don't know why they're not doing it. And that is a subconscious problem. And that's where we come in as hypnotists.
And yet it's a massive problem for us as too. Hypnotists have that problem, Matt.
Yeah. Do you want to raise your rates? I can help you with that.
Yeah. I just did in January, actually.
Good for you.
It's so yeah, and it's, you're right, because actually I don't mind saying I can personally feel that a lot of the time. It's like, because if we want to help people, and if we could do it for free and live on fresh air, then we probably would.
I feel it as well. In my I grew up in the car business. My dad was a car dealer, so I've been in sales, most of my life, and I've experienced that, and where you congruent, talking about everything. And then someone said, how much is it? And then it's like $1,400. They just kind of shrink. You probably didn't hear me say that, but
yeah, I get it.
Yeah. And so and as hypnotists, we enjoy our craft, and sometimes, and it's like that with anything. If a person really enjoys what they're doing, they enjoy their craft, it feels very second to them, then they tend to undercharge, because deep down they feel like they're not doing too much because they're so good at it, I guess, or it's easy for them.
Yeah.
So
I call it an investment. This is an investment into your future self. Yeah. Because and you're quite right, Matt, if people have these blocks and they can't move forward, well, how long do they want to stay in that block for? You take them down the path of 1 year, you see yourself in 5 years still with that block, 10 years, you've not earned or charged any money. Exactly.
Yeah.
So you do this with me now, and then see yourself without that block, and now how much money have you earned, or what has changed in your life, so that you can lead your life in a more satisfying way for you. And it's so yeah. And I'm sure I don't know about you, I'm sure you do the same. You give people techniques and strategies on that path. Yeah, it's what we do, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And I'm doing an event with the yoga studio that I teach out of. It's Yin and Hypnosis, another one of those events. I call it Subconscious Sanctuary, and the Subconscious Sanctuary events. And this one's going to be based on setting boundaries.
Oh, nice.
So I work with that a lot as well.
I keep seeing your slinky. What's the metaphor there? Explain it. What's going on there?
I'm glad you asked. So in yoga, there's a concept of sthira sukham, which is stability and ease. And the way it translates into like yoga would be like if you're doing a posture, you're holding something, and if you're really efforting, so you're shaking, you're over efforting. If you're just kind of limp, you're not stable. And so sthira sukham is like in the middle.
Okay.
And so the idea is you're using just enough to support yourself and support the posture for what's needed in the moment. Mm-hmm. And because you're using just what's needed in the moment, you have what's needed later, whether it's more effort or less effort. So if you think of a slinky, and you think of someone's like nervous system, like you pull it out of the box and you're just really tense, and it's like, I got to loosen up, and then they come way out. They go from one end to another, and then the slinky is way out here, right? And if they pull it too hard, if they try too hard, they bend it, and then it kind of ruins the slinky, it becomes something else. So if you think of being in the middle, like a slinky, and then people think, well, I don't want to settle for the middle. I want to go all the way. I'm a performer. I'm an achiever, right? And so then it's just bringing it out. You move the middle. And so I'm way out here like this, and I'm efforting to keep it going. So I know I can only do this for so long at this distance. So I'll bring it in a little bit more. And then if I'm resting, I'll be out here. And then there's times, this is the other great thing about yoga, it's not either or, it's both and. There's times when this is appropriate to bring it way out like that. But when you accept that there's, something, in the middle, right? Yes, no, or maybe. There's always there's always another option. It's not either or. And when I'm working with people, I'll introduce that, and then really I fidget with this anyway, but I started to notice that when I would talk about stereosuchum and then I'd use my slinky, then people would kind of stare and go, oh.
Well, it's quite mesmerizing.
Yeah, this is mesmerizing. Mm-hmm.
And then, so what I'm getting, Matt, and I don't know if I'm meant to get this or not, but I'm getting it's like then that means that it's like there's a balance.
Yeah.
And that there's as you there's the grey area of life as well. That it's not just one thing or it's not just another. It's a lot of the in between stuff, and it's the balance. And it's okay if we do that every so often, because we know that we're in control and we can always bring it back to being centered, if you like, and the balance. Is that
I'm glad you. Yes, Claudia, that's astute. You're so smart. So to bring up balance is perfect, because in yoga, at least in the lineage that I was taught, we believe there's no such thing as balance. There's only balancing. Yeah, right. So this is balancing, not necessarily balance. So anything that
I like that. Okay, I get it, because we're always it's not just is. We've got to constantly work at it, if you like, and
always movement.
And because there's always the energy. I like that. Tell me more.
So even the strongest, most balanced, athletic, if you will, yogi, or you think of a gymnast, or who could stand on one leg, and they look so still, it looks like you could just climb on them and they won't move. They're still moving. They're balancing. This is happening, but you don't see it. And if it's not happening on the outside, it's happening on the inside.
Yeah.
So there's always movement, and the only thing that doesn't move is things that don't move are not alive.
Yeah.
So when once a person releases the idea of I have to be balanced, yes, but that's not balance. This isn't. I'm not balancing now, and then they go into that spiral. But if you accept I'm balancing, or there's the middle way, there's stereosuchum, and they start to let that go.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, oh, what else can they let go? And honestly, that is pretty much what gets a person over, I think, just about any subconscious problem. But if you think back to either the person who wants to set boundaries, or the salesperson who wants to, ask for the order in a more congruent way, they can release all of those expectations and those labels of what things are if they accept the idea of stability and ease.
Yeah. And always be. So I love this, Matt. So I'll just share with you where I went to in my head. It's a bit like dressage, when you see a horse in dressage, and it looks as though the person sitting on the top is completely not doing anything.
Yeah.
But they're doing little twitches with their muscles, or little seat movements that nobody can see, but that's what makes it look so balanced. Yeah, it's balanced. Mm-hmm. And that's where I went to. And then I also thought, oh, Matt, I like that, the whole balancing thing, because I went to, my Facebook group is called Becoming a Happier You, because we can never be happy all the time. We're always becoming every moment. That's where we're edging towards, is becoming, which is a bit like the balancing. I think. I think I'll use that, the whole balancing thing, as opposed to balance, because balance is almost like finite. And I love it. I love it when I That's my tick, by the way.
It claps.
I get excited. So thank you for sharing that.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. I'm the best.
Yeah. Well, of course you are. With a big handlebar moustache like that, you've got to be the best. It's the best moustache I've seen.
I always tell my clients, never miss an opportunity to declare yourself the best.
Yeah. Matt, what's next? Because when will I see you next?
Hypnothoughts. Yeah. Is that what you asked me? When will you see me?
Yeah. When will I see you next? I was hoping you would say Hypnothoughts. So, yeah. So tell us, what are you speaking on at Hypnothoughts?
My presentation is going to be on trauma-informed hypnotic language. That's the name of the presentation. And I'm going to be leading a yoga class on in the self-care room Friday at 7:30 in the morning, which I don't know how I agreed to that. I thought, Stephanie, do you know how many times
pool party on the Thursday night?
I know. You know how many times I've been asked like, oh, are you going to the yoga class tomorrow morning? At Hypnothoughts? I'm like, no, I'm not going anywhere. It's 7. It's ridiculous. Like, what? Oh, but it's yoga. I'm like, I don't care what it is. I'm not doing it. It's too early. And and then Stephanie asked me to do a yoga class. I was like, sure, of course I will. And I thought I was going to get to choose when it was going to be, but she said, I think it would just be a great thing to kick the conference off with. So I was like, oh, here we go.
I will not promise I'll be there on the Friday morning. Okay.
I won't take it personally.
I may be, I may not be, because I'm still on Eastern time. And I do find actually that when I'm at Hypnothoughts whenever I go to Las Vegas, I get up super early.
Mm-hmm.
It's the time difference. So
I get up early as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So just because of the time difference. But I won't promise that. I would like to hear your talk though. So I'm speaking. Yeah, I've got.
What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm speaking on a first interactive session with clients. So it's 2 hours. So it's how I do a first session with clients. In fact, I think I spoke on that. I only had an hour to speak on it, so I had to rush through it when I was at Heartlands, and we were speaking at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
That's happened a lot.
You came and took my flip chart.
Oh yeah. Do you forgive me?
Of course I do. That was the first presentation I ever gave.
Yeah.
And I thought, okay, well, at least I'll have a flip chart if something goes wrong, right? And then I thought, like, it's going to make me look more official by having one, so I can go, And I forgot his name, but he was a volunteer. He came in and he said, I don't even think he said your name. I think he said the lady next door needs your flip chart. I said, no, it's my flip chart. And he just went like, I don't know what you said to him. I think you put the fear of God in him, because he looked at me and he just went like this. She wants it,
I needed it. Yeah. I used it because I don't, and you probably just understand me. I never use PowerPoint. Probably because I don't know how to use it.
So I have I have a PowerPoint thingy, that I have to, for this talk I'm doing, but I saw the look in his eyes and I just knew the worst thing in the world for him would be to come back in without a hip. So I said, go ahead. I just wanted it there for optics anyway.
I would have turned him into a frog. You're right. Yeah. And then I've got another talk I'm doing. We are not our behaviors. We are our good intention. There you go. So that's quite
too. That's awesome.
Yeah, so I'm excited.
What days?
The first one, we're not our behaviors, we are our good intention, is Saturday morning at 10. And then Sunday at 2 p.m. is my 2-hour one. The first session. I expect I'll probably do hypnosis on everybody because I've got more time, and I'll probably do a demo. So, yeah.
Oh, wow, fantastic! That's going to be amazing.
So it's well, it's, and I love Hypnothoughts, and so that you're doing it. You're in the care room. There's quite a few people in the other people doing things in the self-care room. So I'm interested. I've actually never been into the self-care room because I'm always in the watching people or chatting.
Yeah.
I don't often, actually, I've never been. I haven't been into it, so I don't know. But I've always heard wonderful things about it, and people go, "Oh, it saved me while I was in there. Oh, it was amazing. Oh," I'm thinking, "Oh gosh,
I got a Reiki treatment. The first year it was available. It was awesome. It was yeah.
I think there'll be Reiki, massage. There'll be all sorts going on. I think it's nice that's available to everybody.
Me too.
Yeah. So it's very generous. So no, I'm looking forward to it. So that's when I'll be seeing you next. Is your lovely wife coming as well?
Yeah. She is. Are you going earlier or staying late or anything like that?
I'm doing I'm going to Richard Hill's pre-conference, Mirroring Hands. It's one thing I've always wanted to learn. So I'm doing that. I'll be there on the Monday, and I'll be leaving the following Tuesday. I'm there for like 9 days.
We'll be there Tuesday to Monday.
Yeah, so we'll no doubt definitely get some time to chat, and I'll chat with your wife as well.
I was gonna say, like, maybe I'll see you at the pool before, but I won't because you'll be in Richard's.
On the Tuesday and Wednesday. But but no, I'm looking. It's so much fun, and it comes back. The years, it comes round quite quickly, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah, it really does. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
My favorite is the presenter party. The best conversations I've noticed usually happen. I heard there's just something different that late Sunday night. The conversations are different, I guess, because it's the end of the conference. People are just like in a different state of mind. But I've had really great conversations those nights. I love the presenter party.
Yeah. I encourage anybody to go to Hypnothoughts. It was the first hypnosis conference I went to live, and that was before I started speaking. And the connections you make, and you feel as though you're with your people. So anybody watching this, if you are somebody who's into yoga, into any kind of holistic therapy of any sort, then I would encourage you to go, because there's all sorts of different people there doing different talks on all sorts of things, literally from unicorns all the way to severe trauma. So it's because everybody helps different people in different ways. There's not just one way to help somebody. There's many. It takes a village, and everybody's interested, and everybody's very kind and generous with their information that they want to share. So I love it. I think it's a great place to meet people. So anyway, thank you for being on, Matt, and thank you for watching, everybody. I'll see you in Las Vegas in July. And everybody, it's goodbye from me, Claudia Ricard, and it's goodbye from Matt Dickson. So thank you for watching, everybody. Bye now.
Thank you.